Good afternoon, you're very welcome to Bruff on a sunny October Saturday. Temperature around, 10-11 degrees according to my car en route here this afternoon. It's the Lions of Limerick Premier Intermediate Hurling Championship semi-final between Effin and Blackrock on Limerick GA TV. Let's take a look at the Effin team first. All white this afternoon, colour clash, the two teams having to change their jerseys. No changes from the team on screen. We'll just run through it there very quickly. Ryan O'Neill in goals, the full back line of Sean Canning, Alan Byrne and Pa Carroll. Mike Ray is at right wing back. Nicky Quaid, not in his usual goalkeeper's jersey, but at centre back for his club. Paul Tracy on the wing. Midfield is Fergal O'Connor and Mark Mullins. Half forward line, Rory O'Connor, Paddy O'Donovan, Ewan Dillon, and the full forward line is Frankie Herr, Pierce O'Kelly and Tommy Quaid. Time for me to bring in the seasoned voice of Matt O'Callaghan here alongside me. Matt, great to have you alongside me this afternoon.
Thanks,
One
Colin. Name
you were mentioning jumping out at you is that man wearing number 11, Paddy O'Donovan.
Yeah, he's been the team scorer in chief, and he won 2 Munster minor medals, successive minor medals with Limerick in 2019 and 2020, but immediately made the transition to adult hurling and was the key player in 2021 when Effin won the intermediate championship, which is the lower grade here. But it's not just only Paddy, but he's the key man up front. But you have a player like Nicky Quaid, 5 All-Ireland medals. All right, you know him as a goalkeeper, but I have often said numerous times that he's probably one of the best outfield players that we never had in Limerick. Absolutely fantastic outfield. We have Fergal O'Connor midfield there, who has 2 All-Ireland medals now in his locker after the last 2 years. But very importantly, Colin, Effin won the junior championship, their first adult championship ever in 2010, and they went on the following year to win the intermediate and the Munster intermediate championships. And you fellas like Pa Carroll, Mike Ray, Nicky Quaid, Pierce O'Kelly and Tommy Quaid, survivors from that era. So that gives the experience. Paddy and others give the youth.
Super. Okay, we're going to take a look at the Blackrock team now, and as I mentioned, colour change for them as well this afternoon, wearing a blue and yellow, a saffron and blue, if you will. In goals, Richie Murphy. The full back line, Ian O'Brien, Richie McCarthy and Simon Hennessy. Killian O'Hearn, Liam Walsh and Brian Maloney is the half back line. It's Callan Enser and Adrian Cook at midfield. Half forward line is Paddy Leahy. Colm O'Keefe is the centre forward. Kieran Considine out on the left wing, and the full forward line is Rory O'Shaughnessy, David Maloney and Sean O'Neill. One name, Matt, that isn't on that starting 15, wearing number 32, Jimmy Quilty. A massive loss. A massive loss,
absolutely a massive loss. He did his cruciate, and he's a huge loss. But since last year, the Blackrock were relegated from senior ranks last year. Not only have they lost Jimmy Quilty, but they have lost 3 more to the immigration bug, like the likes of Kevin Palmer, Marty Farrell, Dylan Dawson are all gone abroad, would be key players. But if you look at the team that's there, Colin, Richie McCarthy is a former All-Star and a hero of the terraces in Limerick for many years. Blackrock won the All-Ireland Junior Clubs Championship for the first time in 2010. They were the first Limerick club to win a clubs championship. And from that time, Richie Murphy, Richie McCarthy, Simon Hennessy, Brian Maloney and David Maloney were all part of that. So that'll give you an idea of the experience. Not to mention Liam Walsh, who's the holder of 4 senior county medals with Kilmallock prior to transferring his allegiance to Blackrock. Now they have some young players that we'll be looking out for. Colm O'Keefe is the man that is their scorer-in-chief, a very, very young player. Sean O'Neill, Killian O'Hearn. These are the young players that we will be looking for in Blackrock. But in terms of experience, they're probably slightly shaded over Effin. Not that Effin is devoid of experience either, but the number of players that have been there for so long and done so much.
In the build-up to this, Effin, of course, defeated Blackrock in the group stages. Do we read much into that?
Colm, you're long enough around hurling now to know that sort of, for the want of a better word, league and dynamic take on a totally different. They're totally different, and there's nothing greater to focus the mind of a team than, at the end of the 60 odd minutes, you could possibly be out of the championship. And I think that now Blackrock were probably a bit fortuitous in that they beat Drummond and Lacca by a single point, beat Newcastle West by a single point, and had Bruff lost in the final round, they would have gone out on the head-to-head. It was that tight. Now the Limerick Intermediate Championship is a fascinating championship, and like this year 4 teams have emerged from the same division to contest the semi-finals, because Blackrock and Effin, Drummond and Lacca and Bruff, they're all from the South Division.
And only a few miles of road separating Drum and Bruff in today's 4 o'clock game.
Actually, the parishes of Blackrock are drawn from Kilfinnan and Ardpatrick, and they would be bordering Effin, and Drummond and Lacca would be bordering Bruff just out the road here.
What has the standard been like this year? You often hear the argument when the county team is going well, a rising tide lifts all boats. Have you seen that on the ground this year? Yeah,
I think so, but I've seen it. What I've seen is actually a continuation of the last couple of years of that, because we have probably got the kick from the senior team going well maybe 2 or 3 years ago, and it has maintained. But this competition was only inaugurated in 2014, Colm, and it has been the most fascinating competition. Teams beating each other, and when you sit down there to do the preview and call a result, it's a bloody nightmare. You could flip a coin,
Well, I'm going to ask you to flip the coin now before referee John O'Halloran flips the ball in. Are we putting Effin as slight favourites?
Very slight favourites, because it's very, very hard to beat a team twice in the championship. Very, very hard to do. Effin have won on the first occasion that they met, so Blackrock will come gunning, and the big question is, have they?
Well, we're going to find out in a matter of moments, and we are underway thanks to referee John O'Halloran. And as I said, it's Blackrock wearing their saffron and blue, and a dangerous ball in around the edge of the square, but picked up there by the cornerback Sean Canning. And working it out down on that far side there, or trying desperately to work it out. It's gone to ground, and it's Fergal O'Connor who's forced to go back to his cornerback. That's Pat Carl going through the hands, and calls for a free over there, and eventually a free being awarded. Paddy O'Donovan, the man who was fouled on that occasion out there on the far sideline. He's about I'd say 70-80 yards, but he's got that breeze from the town side behind him, and it looks like he's going to have a pop.
He's going to have a pot, and it is within his compass. I've noticed one change already from the programme, not from the programme, the change, a positional change.
As we're tracking that ball from Paddy O'Donovan, and the umpire on the left hand side is waving that one wide and well wide.
Yeah, I've seen Callan Inser, who's named at midfield. He's gone into corner forward, and Sean O'Neill in a direct reverse. Sean O'Neill, who played with the county under 20 team this year, is gone to midfield.
Effort there coming in from the far side, and watched over the bar for the opening score of the afternoon.
And it comes from Paddy Leahy.
Paddy Leahy there over wearing number 10, had a red card rescinded late last night, and lining out this afternoon. So opening score of the game going to Blackrock, and over on that far side they're trying to battle out, but it's gone out for a sideline there. There was a bit of a delay in awarding that sideline.
Yeah, Colm, look, it would appear that Effin have the breeze, but I'm not so sure how substantial it is. I was down kind of pitch side a while ago, and whilst it's blowing from those that know Bruff, from the clubhouse end down to the other end, I don't know what an impact it's going to make. I think very little.
Paddy O'Donovan having the stroke in, but well taken there. It looked to be the full back, was it Richie McCarthy that got onto it, but it's been claimed there. He's taken a bit of a blow to the chest for his troubles there. The goalkeeper behind him, Richie Murphy, is wondering, is it a free out? I think it is. And Richie back on his feet, as you'd expect, And here he comes with that big knee bandage, powering it about 60 yards down in towards his corner forward. And it's one out there by the corner forward wearing number 15, and that is a great effort, but just gone wide from Sean O'Neill.
Yeah, you would have to say that's a possible one that went to begging column.
Good puck out there by Ryan O'Neill. And so far it's the Blackrock defence who are very much on top of things here. Dangerous ball floated in there towards the centre, and off he goes, and that's the other corner forward who's gone all the way back out to Paddy Leahy. And Paddy, his second point of the afternoon. He had the first one after 2 minutes, and he's after doubling his score and doubling the Blackrock score. What he could do out on the right, he can do out on the left as well.
Absolutely, and Colm, you've already got a little snapshot of the importance of Paddy Leahy and why they move mountains to get him back for this game. He's been so prolific for so long now that it's, he's a fantastic servant to the club over the years. Yeah,
it seems to be a case. Anytime the ball is worked up, they're not looking necessarily at the post, they're looking for Paddy's whereabouts, and as we saw 2 from 2 from him in the opening few minutes here in Brough. Beautiful afternoon for hurling the pitch. Credit to the ground staff here in absolutely fantastic condition. We've got some running repairs going here, and nothing too serious from the looks of it.
It looks like Liam Walsh that's down.
Yeah, seems to be.
It is
Liam Walsh, the centre back, the man that Matt mentioned there. His championship experience with Kilmallock. Might be a blood sub required here, might be just some running repairs. It doesn't look to be too serious.
No, it doesn't. I think tis running repairs, all right. I think he's just going to be back in a matter of a minute or two.
And Blackrock don't appear to have brought anyone on for the moment, but we'll wait and see. Here they come out of a defence, and that's a bit of a shot to nothing. And that's going to be easily taken up here in front of us by looked to be Nicky Quaid. It was Mike Ray, who's the vice captain, and the effort there coming in from the other number 10, and that was Rory O'Connor, and that's the second wide of the afternoon for Effin.
Yeah, I think they'll be very disappointed again. That was a scoreable opportunity, you would have to say, Colm. And Blackrock are attacking down here on and it's Pat Carroll.
It's Pat Carroll, the cornerback, who's on it, working it out, and they've got it out as far as Mark Mullins, the midfielder. Mullins trying to bounce through the tackles. Sean Canning, but losing it there, and it's back with a Blackrock man. Looks to be the corner forward, Rory O'Shaughnessy. It's gone in now as far as David Maloney. David Maloney, the full forward, he's turned, he's twisted, and that one has gone wide. I think it was Kieran Considine in the end that had the shot. And that's a wide ball, and the good news from a Blackrock perspective is that Liam Walsh seems to be I thought he was coming back on there. We'll have to track that one.
Yeah, I thought he came back on.
Yeah, we'll keep an eye out on that one there on the far side of the field as we keep up with the action. It's trickling through to Ewan Dillon. He's lost it, and Blackrock, to be fair, have been winning all those defensive battles in and around that half-back line.
Yeah, and all the dirty ball has been won by Blackrock at the moment, and Effin just don't seem to have got into that pattern at all yet, or got into any kind of a pattern. And what have we? Well, of course, we've less than 6 minutes gone.
Pod Leahy again. He's had 2 points this afternoon. This is a monster effort from well outside the 65, inside in his own half, and I think you can hear from the applause in the background that the Blackrock supporters here are very happy with that one, which has made it 3 points to Blackrock, no score to Effin, with just 6 minutes gone here. And I must say the half-back line in and around in front of us here have been doing Trojan work for Blackrock. Coming out there is Killian O'Hearn bursting out there. Now it's with the cornerback Ian O'Brien, and then that man Pod Leahy again from distance. And I was about to say, were we going to say that he is human after all?
I think we have The umpires are consulting, I think, are they?
I think it looks like they are.
I thought one umpire indicated that it was a point. The other one didn't seem to be so convinced.
Well, we're stuck on the scoreboard at 3 points anyway, so we'll follow that.
No flag has gone up, so...
Yeah, I think there's some more running repairs going on there. It's Ewan Dillon who's going off on that far side. I think it's a helmet replacement. It's been a...
No, I think it's going to be a wide ball, Colm.
A wide ball. Yeah, we're confirming that as a wide ball. 3 points to no score, and Paddy Leahy proving that he is human after all. His first miss of the afternoon, and again, dirty ball being battled for over there, and there's so many Blackrock bodies funneling back, trying to burst out there. It's amazing to see their corner forward Sean O'Neill is in the mix as well, trying to get it out, but it is just a case of crowding any Effin player that has the ball. He's surrounded, and interesting to see one of the men that's working so hard is the ace marksman, Paddy Leahy, dropping it in there towards his corner forward, Rory O'Shaughnessy. O'Shaughnessy breaks the first tackle, breaks through the second tackle, loses it, but still Blackrock having the ball, working it back out. The shot coming from out on the far side, and that one has gone wide. So the wide count mounting up there for Blackrock. I think that's about their fourth.
4-2 is the count on wides so far. But you have to say that Blackrock are 3 points to no score up. They're full value for it at the moment, Colm, unless, as I said, Effin haven't got into any type of pattern yet.
Yeah, really struggling in that section here in front of us on that half forward line. The full forward there is Pierce O'Kelly trying to get something. He has something, which is a free, but it's in a difficult position for any free taker.
Pierce O'Kelly is a very interesting player on that, or Colm, in that he won 2 county senior hurling medals with Owen Rua in Tyrone a number of years ago before he moved back down to Effin.
That'll probably be a pub quiz question, Matt, somewhere.
Well, he's Effin through and through, and he had won the counties here before he went up and won them in Tyrone. So he has the full set, junior, intermediate, and senior.
Paddy O'Donovan taking the free, no problem to Paddy, and that being the first score for Effin this afternoon. Just gone 9 minutes here in this Lions of Limerick Premier Intermediate Hurling Championship semi-final. Off we go here, and a poor ball there taken by Effin, and it's bursting through here with their Mike Ray, the vice captain, but he loses it, and we've seen this on many occasions, that the pressure that Blackrock are exerting, that Effin's struggling to live with it. Eventually, though, it's found a way to Ewan Dillon, and Ewan Dillon from just over 70 yards with a bit of a wind assistance is after putting that over, and 3 points to 2. The score in favour of Blackrock. It looked like the opportunity had been lost, but credit to Ewan Dillon.
He's one of the good young players that's coming through. He won a county under 21 medal with Coshley Gales last year. Himself and Paddy Donovan were the key players in winning the A. He also came through the charitable CBS schools.
Now we're back with Adrian Cook down there. He's got an option from his fellow midfielder Callan Enser, who's gone in crossfield, but that's a tricky ball to win, and all credit to Fergal O'Connor for Effin, who's after getting back and clearing up the house, and he's working his way back to his corner back down there, Sean Canning going route 1, and it's stumbled around, but eventually it finds its way to Tommy Quaid. Quaid is an option inside him. He's going to take that option, and that option is the centre forward Paddy O'Donovan, and Paddy O'Donovan hitting it high, but hitting it wide and driving it wide. 3 points to 2.
I think the shot choice was poor there, Colm, because I didn't really think it was on, because he was crowded out by 2 players, but Paddy just takes those on, so very, very often they come off, but not on that occasion.
Mistake there by Alan Byrne, the fullback, who looked like he had won the ball and then managed to lose possession, and I think it's just a mark of the pressure that Blackrock are exerting on Effin this afternoon. Anyway, they're after getting the sideline. I see Nicky Quaid is standing over there.
The big question, Colm, is they have brought such a level of intensity. Can they maintain it for 60 minutes? That is the big question.
Sean Canning on sideline duty now, not Nicky, and he's trying to pump it up as far as his midfielder Fergal O'Connor, and Fergal was fouled there, and you would expect Paddy O'Donovan is going to trundle out there maybe and have a pop again. But yes,
amble out. One of the coolest customers out there, trust me.
And listen, maybe there's a lot to be said as well when the momentum is with the opposition. Let's slow it down and let's play things on your terms.
Yes,
so,
absolutely.
A yard or two inside his own half. It's the centre forward, Paddy O'Donovan.
Capable of doing it, Colm.
Has that bit of a breeze behind him. And let's watch and see what he can do. A nonchalant wave from the umpire to his companion on the far side. The white flag is up. It's 3 points apiece. We're all square in this Lions of Limerick Premier Intermediate Hurling Championship semi-final. And from a quick puck out, a free being awarded. There was a hefty challenge onto the back of Colm O'Keefe. Must say, Matt, even in these early exchanges, O'Keefe is dropping a great option for his goalkeeper.
Yeah, and he's dropping very far back. Now, Paddy Leahy up to this season was the chief free taker, but Colm O'Keefe has taken over as the main free taker up to this stage of the competition. But I see Paddy has reverted back now to the sharp shooting. But it looks as if Colm is in a different role. He's certainly sitting very, very deep.
No, Paddy's radar off on that occasion, gone back. But again, as you said though, Matt, it's a good option that's open to Blackrock. If Paddy's radar is off, that they can switch to Colm
O'Keefe
for those frees. Now, can Effin get something here with Tommy Quaid? He loses it. It's in track back there on the far side. There's about 3 players, and they've worked it out as far as Sean Canning. He's got his midfielder Mark Mullins inside him. Mullins is forced to kind of turn back to go forward to Ewan Dillon, but the referee John O'Halloran has called it back for a free. And I see that Paddy O'Donovan or should I say, sorry,
Colm O'Keefe is going over to take this.
Excuse me, on this occasion, Colm O'Keefe is going over. Colm O'Keefe is on target, and that's 4 points to 3. I think would that be fair to say Colm is the first non-Paddy scorer for Blackrock?
Correct, absolutely correct. All 3 previous were to Paddy Leahy.
And it's eventually Tommy Quaid who's kind of foraging that out there in front of us. It's with the wing back Mike Ray. He's forced to go inside again. Will it come back as far as Mike Ray? No, it's back with Tommy Quaid. He's going right across the field. There's a battle on there. Won't come to hand there. Well, it will for Paul Tracy, the wing back. Tracy on the edge of the exclusion. Still Tracy gets a bit of a trickle, but that's easily taken by the goalkeeper, Richie Murphy. Long ball down there. And it's the corner forward, Sean O'Neill. O'Neill, and off the left from Sean O'Neill into the goalkeeper, well taken there by Ryan O'Neill, very confident under the crossbar, but a poor puck out by him. Not as far as Kieran Constantine, but there's a free and a foul.
Bit of a cheap free to give away now. I think Colm, a bit of a needless free. There was no danger there, and certainly there was support there. So
there was support, wasn't there?
Yeah. So I think it's a bit of a cheap free to give away, but
and interesting, it's Colm again that's up for the free.
Absolutely, yeah. In the early rounds of the championship, he was the main free taker. Now Paddy took some of them, whether they have an arrangement from distance or what, but since he took the first one, he seems to have moved that bit forward more towards the position in which he was nominated.
So Colm O'Keefe there taking the effort from about 30 yards or so and slotting it straight over the post. That's his second of the afternoon. That's the 5th for Blackrock. 2 from Colm, 3 from Paddy, and they have that 2-point lead. And again, it's Blackrock that are just winning all that ball in around the half-back line. They've dropped bodies back there. Killian Ahern is the man who was trying to come out with it there. but putting a bit of a shot to nothing, and it's taken up by the corner forward. Would you believe Tommy Quaid, who's had to come all the way back there in towards the other corner forward? That's Frankie Kerr with the red helmet. Frankie trying desperately to get the ball up, and eventually it spills out, and it's a sideline, and there's a big fist pump over there from the wing back. It looks to be Brian Maloney, very happy with his bit of work there in breaking down the attack and winning the sideline, forcing it off an Effin man, and it's back there. It looks to be, I think Paddy is back on free taking duty. Is he over on that far side? No, it's gone back to Colm O'Keefe, and he's dropped it in, and he's dropped that one wide. Those wides, small bit of a concern for you, Matt?
Yeah, from a Blackrock point of view, but all right, they're playing into whatever breeze there is. But you know, if you're heading up to 6 wides and you're having a quarter of an hour gone, it's a small bit worrying.
Through the hands of Ewan Dillon there from the puck out from Ryan O'Neill, and it's a sideline straight in front of us. For a second there it looked like Killian Ahern was going to take it, but he's been called aside, and Paddy Leahy is going to take this one. And a great strike of the ball by Paddy in towards the corner. There's an Effin corner back down there. I see it's Pat Carroll who's working it across to Sean Canning. Canning going a bit longer, forcing the run onto it, and the free being won there by Frankie Kerr. Yeah. With that red helmet, there was a push in the back, but I'm sure the defender felt that well, it's one thing maybe to try and concede the free out around the middle.
Yeah, but it's still very much within Paddy O'Donovan's compass. It's actually a much easier free than the last one. It's nearer and it's more central, and I would fancy Paddy, without wanting to put the commentator's curse on him, Colm. I would fancy him on this one.
5 points to Blackrock, 3 points to Effin. 18 and a half minutes or so elapsed here in Brough, and you can scratch that one, and it's now 5 points to 4 as Paddy O'Donovan, as we spoke about before the game, was going to be a key man this afternoon, and a poor kick puck out there, won by Rory O'Connor, has a runner coming on, and that's Fergal O'Connor, and Paddy O'Donovan had the ball in his hand, but the referee blowing the whistle, I think it was Adrian Cook was the man that had committed the foul on the in-rushing Fergal O'Connor, and there's going to be a card, I think, issued here. No, there isn't.
There's a tick, obviously, but John obviously didn't like the initial foul, so that's why I presume he stopped play. But again, I'd fancy Paddy Donovan for a leveller.
Yeah, or more, or more from that range. No, Paddy O'Donovan has the opportunity of the leveller, and he splits the post with that, and it's 5 points apiece in this Lions of Limerick Premier Intermediate Hurling Championship semi-final here in Brough this afternoon. The puck out is very, very swiftly taken yet again by the goalkeeper, and the shot there has gone well wide from out on the sideline. A bit of a shot to nothing on that occasion.
Yeah, I'm presuming that they're opting against poking the ball out, especially into the F and half back line, particularly where a certain Nicky Quaid is residing.
Yeah, seems to be very much the policy, and a very, very quick puck out strategy by both goalkeepers as well. Yeah, but as you said, Matt, it's been a case of they're almost trying to avoid anywhere that Nicky Quaid is, and the dominance that can give Effin in that half back line. Let's continue on with the action here as we come out, and it's taken by the full back there, and Effin back in the danger zone, dropping it on top of their big full forward Pearse O'Kelly, but that seasoned operator Richie McCarthy, he would go all day, wouldn't he? And
absolutely, it's a battle of two huge men down there.
Two big men. I'd hate to be the ham in that sandwich anyway, I must say. Immovable objects and all that sort of thing. Great play through the hands there, and it's out as far as Adrian Cook. Cook going backward, bringing in his corner forward Sean O'Neill. O'Neill is trying to pick out Kieran Considine on that far side, and right across came the full back Alan Byrne, and Byrne is after taking a very heavy blow there as he went in to try and block Kieran Considine's effort, and he's receiving treatment there from the Effin medics.
Yeah, they seem to take a heavy knock there, Cullum, all right.
Nothing malicious in it. He went in full-blooded.
Went in full-blooded and just, I suppose, wasn't able to hold his feet. Because the shower that we had earlier in the morning obviously has the ground pretty damp on top, so...
Yeah, we'll just look back on it here in the replay. It was Kieran Considine that was coming in, and as you said, Matt, just the footing went.
The footing went, absolutely. But no malice whatsoever on the part of Alan Bunn.
None whatsoever.
And we have yet another wide for Blackrock down here on our left.
Yeah, and Cullum actually seemed to almost like kind of chip that one in. I don't know, was it a ploy or a misconnection? Anyway, back with the play. Ryan O'Neill with the puck out has opted to go long in an effort to try and bypass that half-back line. And yet again is that big man, Colm O'Keefe, who's back there. Very interesting deployment there. They're really trying to kind of load that area, aren't they, Matt?
Absolutely. And he's pulling back. It looks to me as if 'tis Callan Ensor that is on Nicky Quaid at this stage. It is Callan Ensor.
Yeah, and it's amazing that we haven't really had an opportunity to bring Nicky into the commentary.
Absolutely, he has been. They have successfully bypassed him. Yeah.
And obviously that was the Blackrock ploy, because they knew that was going to be a danger. Speaking of dangers, Paddy O'Donovan, a massive arm around the neck there from Liam Walsh. That certainly is going to merit a word from the referee. But Liam Walsh knew exactly what he had to do there as Paddy O'Donovan opened up, ground opening up in front of him. And at 5 points apiece, the centre-back felt that he had no other option.
That's what they have to prevent, because if he gets a run, there's usually only one result.
And here he comes, and the result from the resultant free is a point for Effin, and it's pushed them 6 points to 5 ahead, and by my reckoning that's the first time they've led in this game.
You're absolutely correct, Colm, and the last 3 points have been 3 frees from Paddy Donovan.
We've a sub on for Effin wearing number 22. It's Aaron Moffat. We're going to have to keep an eye and see who's after making way. Well clear down there by Ian O'Brien. Rude one in and around the full forward line, and it's breaking, and it's going to be another free, I would say. Look to be the corner forward. I think Sean O'Neill is the man. No, the other corner, Rory O'Shaughnessy, is the man who was brought to ground there. And the cornerback, Sean Canning, was the man who did what needed to be done.
I'm just wondering, is it... No, Thomas Quaid is out here. I'm just trying to figure out who has gone off.
We'll keep an eye on that one there, as we keep an eye on Colm O'Keefe, who's taking the free, and O'Keefe slotting it over, and he won of an easier effort really, Willie, this afternoon. 21 yards out, dead straight in front of the goals. Effin going back to the short puck out policy in an effort to gain some yardage, but not for the first time, getting themselves into trouble, being forced to play themselves out of trouble with Sean Canning, and he can only get it down as far as Killian Ahern on that far side. And Ahern certainly being fouled there, and it's Aaron Moffat, the man who's just on a few moments ago, is after conceding that free there.
The man I'm not picking up on out there at the moment is Rory O'Connor.
Yeah, it looks to be somewhere around that wing forward area, all right.
Because Thomas Quaid has certainly come out. I'm nearly 100% certain at this stage that it is Rory O'Connor.
A massive effort there from Paddy Leahy. Looked to be going wide, but there was a pull back there. David Maloney was the man who was giving a bit of a tug of his jersey, so the referee has awarded a free out, which Ryan O'Neill, the goalkeeper, will take. Just a couple of yards. He's got an option of Mike Ray if he wants to go short, but instead he's going to go long here in front of us again. Dropping it down and through a huge set of hands, but not for the first time. It's a Blackrock man, Brian Maloney. He's going out, and would you believe Sean O'Neill is alongside him there. And it's found its way back to Sean. Nice little interplay with Colm O'Keefe, and Colm O'Keefe making it look oh so easy, and putting it straight over the crossbar, and putting Blackrock back into the lead. 7 points to 6. here in this Lions of Limerick Premier Intermediate Hurling Championship semi-final.
One of the best scores of the game, and one of the few scores from play, but the
interplay
in its build-up and its execution was excellent, Colm.
Absolutely fantastic. Liam Walsh getting it out there on the far side to Ian O'Brien. Ian O'Brien trying again into the corner, but on this occasion he's met by Alan Byrne. And it's Tommy Quaid in that kind of nearly half forward. Oh, lovely bit of skill there, and a lovely effort by Paddy O'Donovan, and just a little cameo of the talent that this man has. The little dummy that he sold here, we'll watch it again in replay. He had the defender in front of it, and instead he calmly bypassed him and put it over the bar. Has the teams level at 7 points apiece. Fergal O'Connor is the man there on the ball, off from the sideline. He's after putting a bit too much onto that one, and it's gone about 10 yards to the left and 10 yards wide. But
had he looked up, Paddy Donovan was loose, quite close to him. But he opted to take it on, I think, which had he released to Paddy, we could have had a different result.
Ian O'Brien is the cornerback over there, and is cut out by Mike Ray. And it's been blocked down again, as I said. Effin still struggling with that Blackrock forward line, or half back line, should I say. And it's worked across here towards the centre forward, Colm O'Keefe. O'Keefe is opting to go short, bringing in his corner forward. Rory O'Shaughnessy being pulled and dragged, taken by the goalkeeper, and no doubt it's a penalty.
It's a penalty.
Let's look back as we see on the replay there.
Was Colm O'Keefe to Rory O'Shaughnessy. As far as I know, he broke the second tackle of the first tackle, but was hauled down. He was clearly fouled. The big question was whether it was in the square or not, but referee John O'Halloran was in a very, very good position to make the judgment. And
Pa Carl and Nicky Quaid combining. There was 4 sets of hands, or 2 sets of hands, 4 hands in total, and really the referee had no option but to award the penalty. And the man that's standing over it is Paddy Leahy against Ryan O'Neill. There's Paddy's shot. And really, that was a bullet.
Absolutely a perfect penalty, and a perfect time to get it just before half time. What are we in? We're in the 30th minute almost, and
1-7, 3 points between the sides. We were talking about Paddy O'Donovan beforehand. Yes, he's impressed, but so too has this man, Paddy Leahy, as has Colm O'Keefe, gone right into the corner there towards the aforementioned Paddy Leahy, and Leahy is pushed to the ground. Another free being awarded.
And certainly if they get this one over, you know, they'll possibly take a 4-point lead in at half time for Peter Finn's half time tea talk. And like it's going to be in a strong position. They have something really to cling to in the second half now, and it will really put a test up to Effin, who've only lost once during the whole competition. So, you know, the chips are going to be down, but comes with a warning. If Effin have come back from similar situations and slightly worse situations during the group stages.
David Maloney, the man that was fouled there, and Alan Byrne looked to be the man that gave him the nudge, and it's Colm O'Keefe who's back on free taking duties, and he slots that one to push it out to 1-8 to 7 points. We're into injury time. Few little stoppages, so we will have a small bit of injury time. Is there something that can be engineered by Effin over the next few minutes to bring them back into it? And they're dropping it in on top of the goalkeeper, and that one has gone over the crossbar. I think it to be Rory O'Connor.
Rory O'Connor.
Yeah.
It's certainly, I thought it was Rory O'Connor had gone off, but obviously it isn't. He's reverted back into defence actually.
Yeah, a lot of.
Is it Mike Ray is not there?
We'll have to see if we can confirm that. The referee is looking around there just to make sure. Yeah, looks to be another substitution there. Yeah, on the far side, it's David Maloney, the full forward, looked to be carrying that knee a slight bit after that last tackle. He's been called ashore. We'll see who's coming in for him as we go back with the action. And it's Nicky Quaid who's on the ball. We haven't heard or seen too much of Nicky, and I think that was very much the Blackrock ploy this afternoon to try and negate his influence as much as possible. Aaron Moffat came on as a substitute, and eventually it's been taken over on the far side there, and that one has gone left, and it has gone wide. Another Effin wide. Referee looks to be calling for the ball, is it? No, he's yes he is, and that is our half time. So it's Blackrock 1 goal and 8 points to Effin's 7 points. Are we full value for that?
Yeah, I think few could argue with it, Colm, that they are. All right, the goal came from a penalty, and
but no doubt about that penalty.
No doubt about the penalty. No doubt about the way it was struck. But they have an 8 point, they have a 3 points lead going in at half time, and I'm just beginning to wonder. I'm just wondering, just as the half went on, and as the wides mounted up. Could they live to regret it before the game is over? But they are in a strong position, and if anything, the breeze has freshened in the last 5 or 10 minutes. So it's Blackrock are in a good place. But as I did say earlier on about the level of intensity that they had brought to the game, and I just wonder,
can you maintain that?
Can you sustain it? The ground is heavy, which would militate against that. So, but they're so experienced back there in that defence, as Richie McCarthy, Liam Walsh, Brian Maloney, Simon Hennessy, they've played so much of it. They're going to dig in, and you saw them digging in the first half. Now they did a reasonable job in curtailing the influence of Paddy Donovan, but I think the best job that they have done, and why they're leading at half time, is they have ensured that where possible they have cut Nicky Quaid out of the game. They have bypassed him, and Effin's best efforts to bring him into the game haven't succeeded. But there is still half an hour to go. So
yeah, from that perspective, if you're in the Effin management, do you kind of stick or twist? Do you kind of now decide, okay, well, we need to set the rules of engagement,
yes,
and we're now going to play Nicky in a very different way?
Yeah, they have to dictate the terms of engagement if they are to come back into this game, and it'll be interesting to see how they will deploy Nicky in the second half. Now, I would imagine that they mightn't do anything for 10 minutes, and whatever the plan will be after that, it will come in. But Peter Finn, Colm, the Blackrock manager, is one of the wiliest men in the game. He has a CV that most men would die for. He has won a county, 2 counties, and a club with Effin. He has won a county with Drummond at Lacka. He's won numerous county underages with Kilmallock. He has won a county with Charleville. He has an incredible record. So Peter Finn going in for 3 points up, there will be no better man to plan his strategy for the second half.
Okay, well, that second half still to
and
come here.
Just to finish, we can see that during the course of the group stages, when they narrowed a couple of games by just a single point, that they're able to close out those games. And but as I said, there's a big second half. Effin haven't really found their strategy. If they find a way to bring Nicky Quaid in to influence the game, then it's all bets are off.
Okay, and another factor, just we've got a bad shower here that could skew things somewhat as well too for the second half. So hopefully it's just a passing.
Well, it'll make the ground more difficult. Plus the fact that it will abate the breeze, because we were saying there for the last 5 or 10 minutes that the breeze was strengthening, but strengthening in anticipation of the shower, I'd say. So it'll be somewhat to Effin's advantage, but by God, Blackrock playing against the breeze, they have done very, very well in the first half.
1-8 to 8 points. It's Blackrock who lead Effin in this Lions of Limerick Premier Intermediate Hurling Championship semi-final, live and exclusive here on Limerick GA TV. What a weekend of hurling championship action around the county. The other semi-final in this competition on this afternoon in Kilmallock at 4 o'clock. Also on this service is Bruff v Drummond at Lacka. We'll be talking about that a little later. And there's of course 2 senior semi-finals then this weekend. Napirsig playing Doon this evening, and then tomorrow we have Patrick's Well and Kilmallock in the Gaelic grounds at 3 o'clock, and that game live here on Limerick GA TV. We're going to take a very quick break, get some quick cup of coffee to keep us all warm and ready for the second half. Do stay with us, an exciting half an hour of Championship hurling to come.
Team this year is gone to midfield.
Really, and that gave him the nudge, and it's Colm O'Keefe who's back on free taking duties, and he slots to bring them back into it, and they're dropping it in on top of the goalkeeper, and that one has gone over the crossbar. And welcome back to Bruff. The applause there from the Blackrock fans welcoming their team back out onto the pitch. The Effin team were eager for action, Matt. They've been out here for the last 2 or 3 minutes. I see a bit of a change there in Effin. I see Ewan Dillon has gone out around the midfield area. And no changes that we can spot just yet. We'll keep an eye out. Niall Maloney wearing 31. Well, we think it's Niall. It's the 31 jersey as per the match programme, was the man that came on for David Maloney. And Mark Mullins made way for Aaron Moffat there in the opening half. All the midfielders interesting as well to see that it's Sean O'Neill, the nominal corner forward, who's now out at midfield for Blackrock. Ewan Dillon is getting underway and chasing after this one. Blackrock funneling back. Interesting to see now that if Effin can make a big statement of intent in the opening few seconds there, and they've had an effort and brought down well by the goalkeeper Richie Murphy, but the umpire said the ball had gone over the crossbar. It was Rory O'Connor's effort. No major argument from Richie Murphy, and a perfect start for Effin.
Absolutely, the real start that they wanted, but I'd say it was very, very tight. Richie Murphy got his stick to it, he brought it down, but the umpire was very, very quick to go for the white flag, which means he was quite satisfied that he brought it down from behind the bar.
And no major argument either from Richie, let's be honest.
No.
So it's a bit of a rolling maul here as we get into rugby phrases on the day that Ireland will be facing the All Blacks in a Rugby World Cup quarter-final. Anyway, back with Tommy Quaid, who's had to come all the way back. He's spent most of his afternoon working in defence, but can only get it down as far as Brian Maloney. Maloney forced to bring in Killian Burke there, who's going crossfield here in front of us. Out as far as Ian O'Brien. Ian O'Brien again, always having a runner behind him. It's Richie McCarthy. Just a joy to watch Richie, isn't it?
Absolutely.
Such a seasoned campaigner.
You know, he has lost none of it since his days in Croke Park and in the great venues around the country. Absolutely.
There's a real buzz when he gets on the ball.
Absolutely.
Still, it's incredible to see. And look, the most important thing is the ball that he's after pumping in there is after winning a free. It's Niall Maloney who won the free, but it was all thanks to the delivery of Richie McCarthy right in front of the exclusion zone. And it looks to be Colm O'Keefe who's going to be standing over this one. 1-8 to 9 points. It's Blackrock who lead. They led throughout the game. There was only that one section when a Paddy O'Donovan score had Effin ahead, and this has brought it back to a 3-point game. Quick puck out to Pa Carl. Pa now opting to go long and dropping it down on top of Nicky Quaid, or Tommy Quaid, excuse me. And it's picked up there by Paddy Leahy. And Ian O'Brien going route one. There's a race on for it, and it's Alan Byrne who's going to win that race. The Effin fullback looked to be a little tug as he tried to get that one away with the referee waving play on. Mike Ray struggling to get on the ball. Referee coming over and awarding, I'd say it's going to be a throw ball, is it? Or yeah. Given that there was a Malia player, Mike Ray was the man who was down on the ground as after taking a bit of a knock there. Nicky Quaid standing alongside Caelan Inser. As Matt said, they were matched up a little earlier. Mike is back on his feet, and referee John O'Halloran throwing the ball in. It's gone to ground again. Eventually Mike Ray picking it up, riding through about 2 tackles, and there was a leg block, a leg trip gone in there. And it's going to be free there on the far side. Looks to be Nicky Quaid that's going to take that one in. And it's dropping in, and yet again comes out Richie McCarthy. What a buzz when Richie's on the ball. Out as far as Kieran Considine. Considine 65 yards out, going back to Richie. Oh, nice little shimmy there by Richie, bringing his corner back into it and dropped in on top of the danger zone. It's Niall Maloney who's battling for it down there, and it's going to be another free in. That's 2 frees that Niall Maloney has won
Yeah.
at the start of the second half.
I'm not so sure that it's Niall Maloney, as I said to you. Actually, I'm pretty definite it isn't Niall, actually. Number 31 there. I'm trying. It's definitely not Niall Maloney.
Okay, well, we'll just go as per the programme anyway, and they have it as Niall Maloney, so we'll just have to stick to that for the moment as Colm O'Keefe puts that one over the crossbar. But whoever it is that's wearing number 31 has done some good work since his arrival a few moments before the interval, winning 2 frees there in front of the Effin goal. Another sub coming on for Blackrock. It's the man wearing number 17, that's Aidan Gilligan, that's coming on. And we'll keep a track and see who's made way for him. Going into an attacking role. Like again, it's a shot there from Ewan Dillon, and desperately trying to bring it in was Pearse O'Kelly, but no joy on that occasion, and the umpire waving that one wide. Again, quick puck out by Richie Murphy. This has been a feature of this Blackrock. They're not letting Effin having a chance to settle.
No, absolutely. I was just going to say that they have picked up exactly where they let off in the first half, and the kind of pressure that they maintained for the first half.
Oh, there's great pressure being exerted there by Simon Hennessy, the cornerback. But referee deemed that he overcarried the ball there. Nicky Quaid is standing over the free, getting some running repairs, and I think the referee is having some word with Effin mentors on the sideline for some words of encouragement, perhaps. Nicky going right across the field. He's after bringing in Paddy O'Donovan. Paddy O'Donovan half blocked down. Chasing after it is Fergal O'Connor, and Fergal pushed out over the sideline, and a sideline being awarded. Liam Walsh and Ian O'Brien standing over it. Ian O'Brien, the cornerback, is going to take this one. 110 to 9 points. Blackrock lead Effin in this Lions of Limerick Premier Intermediate Hurling Championship semi-final. Bruff v Drummond Athlaka is the second semi-final. That's on in Kilmallock this afternoon, and that's a 4 o'clock start, a game you can watch live and exclusive here on Limerick GA TV.
Problem solved with regard to the substitution.
Mystery
solved. It's Sean O'Dwyer.
Sean O'Dwyer, yes, wearing 31. Yes. The old dog mat for the long road.
Yes.
Well done.
Sean is a young player, but you know, he's
so wearing 31, not Niall Malloy. So all credit to Sean O'Dwyer.
Is there another sub coming? No, Adrian Gilligan, who came on there, seems to be going off again. It must have been only a blood sub. Yeah, it was a blood sub for Kieran Considine.
And as we were watching that, Paddy O'Donovan popping one over, and we're back to a 3-point game here in Bruff. Oh, it's that man Richie McCarthy coming out again. A joy to behold.
And it's something that Effin haven't picked up on, is the shot puck out there, and the influence that Richie McCarthy and what he's doing in bringing players in from the puck out. And it has gone on now for nearly 35 minutes. On
this occasion, though, Richie has gotten on the wrong side of the referee. I think he was deemed to have either charged or overcarried. Yeah. But all the class, though, of Richie took his time going back, which has allowed Blackrock time just to settle, get everyone. No Absolutely. Fear of a quick free to the man that's now standing over the ball, Paddy O'Donovan.
Yeah, he's still isn't in a hurry, but Paddy makes no mistake.
Pops it over, but the fear, a more inexperienced player there could have put the ball down. Quick free, Paddy O'Donovan, bang.
Bang. Yeah, absolutely.
Now, Effin's tails somewhat up after that score. They're getting it out as far as Frankie Kerr. Kerr 45 yards out off the left. Frankie Kerr, has he put this one over the crossbar? Oh. No, he hasn't. Oh. No, he hasn't. It's 11 points now to Effin. 110 to Blackrock.
Frankie will be disappointed with that one now, because Effin have had taken 2 or 3 shots that were certainly scoreable and failed to make them count, and that is added to the list. Here we're with the shot puck out again, and Richie driving it right down. Oh, cut by Nicky Quaid. What a catch.
What a catch by Nicky Quaid. How important that is.
Just wonder, Colm, would it have been a good idea to put Nicky Quaid in goals to the penalty?
A good question.
Oh, great catch by Rory O'Shaughnessy. Just
and again, psychologically, to be doing that to your first choice goalkeeper as well, though, Matt.
Absolutely, yeah. I suppose it wouldn't instill confidence, but you know, does the ends justify the means? If
it was in the last minute, yes. Listen, that's a philosophical question.
Yeah. Anyway. But just while Colm O'Keefe is standing over this free, Kevin Palmer would normally be here today, but he has immigrated to Australia. But yesterday he got engaged out in Perth, so we send Kevin our congratulations.
Congratulations to Kevin.
Mike Roach and the lads here in Bruff wanted to send it to him, so best of luck to Kevin and his bride to be.
Okay, another Blackrock score there, another effort from Colm O'Keefe. Every time that Effin seem to be inching away, to be fair to Blackrock, they're kind of quelling the fire at the other end, score for score.
Yeah, the point is, Effin are bringing it down to 2 points, but they just don't seem. They seem to be finding it difficult to put 2 scores together.
And it's not going to be helped when the ball is being dropped into a full back line with Richie McCarthy leading the charge. It's breaking there, and it's still fighting over it is Paddy Lee.
Nicky Quaid is down there.
Yeah, and it's going to be a free end to Blackrock. The Effin defenders, unhappy would be one way of describing their reaction, but I don't think they can have any complaints, as Paddy Lee lifts himself off the ground there. He's after getting a smack across the wrist, it seems. And interestingly, again, isn't it a great sign of a team to have 2 free takers of the calibre of Paddy and Colm side by side?
Of the calibre, it's just a very, very good place to be coming into the concluding stages of the championship.
Now, can Colm? I think we know the answer before it had left the hurley. Extend the lead, and it's pushed out now to a 4-point game. 1-12 to 11 points, and that hill for Effin is growing larger and larger. I won't say it's a mountain just yet, a hillock maybe.
The game, from an Effin point of view, what they need at this stage is the tonic of a goal.
What they need is the tonic of a goal, or the ability to stitch 2 points back to back.
Back to back. And at the moment, from what we're seeing, they haven't created any real goal chance. Like Richie Murphy hasn't been really tested, has he?
No. No.
Apart from maybe the one that went over the bar, but
probably the closest goal chance was the effort in the first half when Paddy broke and was fouled 30 yards out.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. That could have been leading to danger, all right. So Paddy is standing over this one. Meanwhile, there's an Effin player down on the far side. He's getting some attention over there from Aisling Murphy.
Yeah, Fergal O'Connor.
It's Fergal,
he's back on. The helmet is being replaced, and smiles all round. The magic water that they have in those bottles.
Absolutely.
Paddy O'Donovan standing over this one. 1-12 to 11 points. East side Effin trail Blackrock in this Lions of Limerick Premier Intermediate Hurling Championship semi-final. We're back though to a 3-point game. 12 points to 1-12. And now, as we said, from an Effin perspective, this next score is going to be critical.
Absolutely critical. And from an Effin point of view, it has to be for Effin.
It's Paul Tracy at the second attempt trying to get this one up. A big scrum developing, and it still, I can see Sean Canning there trying to wangle his way out, and it's actually I think Ewan Dillon, the wing forward, who eventually is the man that's fouled, and it's going to be free, and we'd expect Nicky Quaid to be the man to be delivering this one in.
No, Paddy's going back. He's going to have a pot at it. The flags are completely limp. If anything, the tricolour here down at the end.
But is this the right option, Matt? Like this,
I don't think it is.
This is a kind of a 70-30 effort, to be honest with you. But obviously, Paddy has confidence in his abilities, and Paddy knows more about his range than Colm O'Connor or Matt Callaghan knows, and he's after putting it over. And we're back to a 2-point game.
The answer to your question, in those type of situations, I would prefer to have my key scoreman in around the danger area in the event of a dropping shot.
Again, maybe then when you've got a Richie McCarthy on the edge of a danger area, is that the fella you want to be dropping in on top of as well?
No, there's that to it as well.
It's a line ball over on the far side to Effin yet again. So has that long range score now been a bit of an instigator for them?
Yeah,
Mike Ray.
Just wonder, is it the kick?
The kick that they desperately need, but all credit to Blackrock. They've, as you said, Matt, tactically, strategically, they have done their homework to a T, and Peter Finn, as you said, has the silverware and the titles over the years accumulated, and he
relishes this type of situation. He absolutely relishes it. And of course, what he absolutely relished altogether was his side coming into the game as underdogs.
Perfect scenario to be in. That was a great strike by Brian Maloney, going all the way in towards looks to be Sean O'Dwyer, who was in there, not Niall Maloney as per the programme, but it's only come out as far as Colm O'Keefe, who's gone right to Kieran Considine battling through, but he's held up by Nicky Quaid, and the referee deems that was a free. From this vantage, I think that was a bit harsh.
A bit harsh, yeah. It's only 3 years since Blackrock won this championship. They have had 4 years. They've had 3 years at senior level. They beat Kildimo Palace Kinry in the final after a replay. And, we're comfortable enough in seeing her up to last year when it started to go wrong for them and they got relegated.
And as you said, immigration then comes in like it's...
does, but there are a lot of players out there that would have known, like Paddy Lee, he was an absolute key player in that success. Rory O'Shaughnessy, fantastic players. They have the sense of what it takes to win a county championship.
Colm O'Keefe doing the needful again. 3 points between the sides. It's Blackrock 1 goal and 13 points. It's Effin 13 points. And it's Effin who have been scrambling. They came into the game as slight favourites. Well, they've been really struggling to live up to that title for most of the game here in Bruff this afternoon, and I think that is just full credit to Blackrock, their setup, and again having marksmen like Paddy Leahy and Colm O'Keefe, absolutely invaluable to them. But strategically, the way that they've set up and they've harried and harassed and crowded Effin at every opportunity.
Absolutely, they have given Effin no space. They have crowded out the key men. They have not allowed themselves impose themselves in the game. They have not allowed Effin at any stage dictate the terms of engagement. Here we are with a situation again, still crowding around and winning the ball. Rory O'Shaughnessy.
He's been robbed. He's gone back as far as Kieran Considine. Considine losing the ball. But at one stage, Effin had 3 players around the ball and none of them came out with it, which again is testament to the Blackrock hunger that we're witnessing this afternoon. Rory O'Connor is out on that far sideline, being tracked there by Adrian Cook. Still Rory O'Connor, and the referee deemed, not for the first, not for the second, but about the third time this afternoon, an Effin player there guilty of over-carrying the ball. And I know it's a bit of a cliche, but a free or winning a free like that is almost as good as a score.
It is, because you must remember that we're heading up almost for the 50th minute, that we're really getting into the home straight of the game at the moment. And this would be, is it Colm O'Keefe is going out or Paddy Leahy?
It's Colm O'Keefe that's standing over it.
Actually, because it would be Paddy Leahy territory. But Colm was fancy it. It's just inside. Well,
it's just over 65 yards out. And here it comes. Does it have the legs? Oh, just off the crossbar. Or the post, excuse me. Paul Tracy is out here in the wing. Options opening up for him. He's gone into the centre, taking the return there from Nicky Quaid. Tracy under pressure. getting it down the edge of the exclusions there. A big hand going up there, and it's a Blackrock hand, but it's breaking down as far as Ewan Dillon. And Ewan Dillon has put that one over. It looked like
I think it was Liam Walsh.
Liam Walsh, that had claimed it. Yeah. Ball spilled, and Ewan Dillon was perfectly placed to come on and slot it over, taking the pass from Paddy O'Donovan off the shoulder. And we're back at a 14-point.
Again, here we are with the shot puck out to Richie McCarthy.
Richie going
every
out as
time they have built from the back with the shot puck out.
Richie will never do anything foolish with the ball anyway, you're guaranteed of that. Eventually spilling it its way to Paul Tracy, who had set that last score in motion. Out there with Fergal O'Connor. Gone out there on the side is Tommy Quaid. Quaid doing very well to get to the ball ahead of Paddy Leahy. Quaid is bringing in his corner forward, Frankie Herr, into Herr going to ground, and that's a free, and there's a protestation there from Liam Walsh, but the referee John O'Halloran pretty adamant that was a chop down.
A chop down. Now we get an opportunity for Effin to close the gap to 1 point, and it will be very, very interesting last 10 minutes. Do you smell a draw?
Don't even mention the 4-letter word.
Of course it will go to extra time if there's a draw.
Yeah, the new look of the championship right across the country has been extra time. I think that's no bad thing for all concerned. 1-13 to 15 points. Point between the sides. 10 minutes left here in this championship clash here in Bruff. Being played in by Ewan Dillon, but a big hand going up there from Killian O'Hearn. And right into the tackles, but it's kind of bounced around, eventually finding its way to Paddy O'Donovan, the wrong man that Blackrock don't want to see on the ball. But out comes Richie McCarthy with a big shoulder, knocking the ball out over the sideline. But I think a referee deemed that the tackle was a foul one, and it's going to be a free.
Paddy is up, Paddy is unscathed by it.
Exactly.
Taking the sip of water and hoping that he's going to level it.
Yeah. Richie though, alert to the danger, and was out there trying to put out the fire.
Was absolutely, because had he got possession, he was going to turn and go for goal. So typical Richie, the wily Richie.
The wily Richie
at this stage.
Exactly. Seasoned campaigner. Probably doesn't like being described as that, but
veteran or anything like that doesn't feature in his vocabulary.
Paddy's effort from right out on the sideline has gone wide. And we're still a point between the sides. 10 minutes remaining here in Bruff. And that's a monster effort there from the cornerback from Ian O'Brien, and it's gone wide.
Actually, Colm, I think Blackrock, who was so wayward in the first half, this is their first wide of the second half.
But again,
so they have been very economical with the goal inside.
We'll wonder, will those earlier wides come back to haunt them? Nice little touch of class there again by Richie McCarthy to bring Colm O'Keefe into it. And Blackrock losing it though, and it's Fergal O'Connor that's picking it up, but it's a mark again of the pressure that he's forced to almost go 20 yards back to bring in his own defender. And Effin, from a position of having possession, are now battling to find that possession again. Nicky Quaid is trying to burst out, being held back. Yes, no doubt on the free there. His arm was being held back. Some of the Blackrock supporters here behind us not happy with the referee's decision there, but I don't think there can be any doubt. Now, a few moments ago we saw Paddy O'Donovan coming back to this range.
He's coming back again.
Is he going to come back and have a go again?
Yeah. Well, Nicky is his captain, and we'll see what the decision will be here. Yes, I think he's going to leave it to Paddy, I think. Yes, he's teeing it up for him, preparing the ball for him and all.
And maybe gaining a yard or two in the process as well too, Matt.
Absolutely, yeah. Stealing inches when you're moving forward and cleaning the ball and things like that.
So it's Blackrock, 1 goal and 13 points. Effin 15 points. 53 minutes gone. There is Paddy O'Donovan's effort from 70-80 yards, dropping in around the edge of the square, but it's taken up by it's the centre back there, Liam Walsh. What a seasoned campaigner he is. Great man to have under your crossbar in a panic situation like that. Fergal O'Connor on the far sideline. Loses possession. He trickles out over the sideline.
He just couldn't make it his own there.
Looked like he was thinking one step ahead.
Absolutely. And the real step was get position at all costs, and it didn't happen.
Paddy Leahy won't be taking any rush on this sideline over there. 53.5 minutes gone. Running repairs, another substitute coming in there on the far side. Keeping track on that as we're waiting for the sideline. It's the man wearing number 19, and that's Barry O'Shaughnessy.
It's Barry O'Shaughnessy anyway is the sub.
And it's a Blackrock forward that's made way. We'll check on who that is. There's another running repair to another Blackrock forward there. That's Sean O'Neill. Looks to be an ankle issue for Sean.
I'm just wondering, is it number 12, Kieran Considine has made way? I'm not quite sure now. It looks like Kieran Considine over there on the far side.
Yeah, it is. You're being brought up by Johnny on our camera here. It is Kieran Considine is the man that has made way. Anyway, the sideline crossfield, bringing in Liam Walsh. How cool and composed is that? And Liam Walsh from 80 yards is after popping that one over the crossbar and pushing it out to 1 goal and 14 points to 15 points. A 2-point game here in Brough. Now the fat is in the fire in this Lions of Limerick Premier Intermediate Hurling Championship semi-final. Blackrock the underdogs, Effin the favourites. Blackrock are ahead. Effin battling for their survival and for a place in the final.
Yeah, we've less than 5 minutes to go. Typical Liam Walsh, as a very, very stylish halfback with Kilmallock. Many times I've seen him putting the ball over the bar at senior level. Blackrock have won a crucial free there now.
It's not Liam Walsh on this occasion. It's the man alongside him who's soldiered so well as well, and that's Killian O'Hearn. That half-back line, let's be honest, has been pivotal for Blackrock this afternoon, especially in the way they negated the puck-outs from Effin in the first half. Colm O'Keefe, another man that has been absolutely sensational from pace balls.
I think Colm O'Keefe can possibly make it from this one. It's
bang on halfway from Colm. That bit of a breeze behind him. He's got the distance but not the accuracy, trailing wide, and that still leaves us with a 2-point game.
Put a bit of a commentator's curse on him there. Well cut by Tommy Quaid there in the centre of the field and offloaded to Rudy O'Connor, but it breaks. Rudy
not
has
for
it
the first time. Yeah, it breaks down.
Frankie Herr
is the man that's on the ball, but 2 Blackrock defenders around him. Frankie trying to get his way back into it, but eventually it's found back by Paddy O'Donovan, the talisman for Effin throughout this game. But he's surrounded by 1, 2, 3. There was 4 Blackrock players sucked in around him there. They've only managed to get it out as Frankie Herr. Frankie going left and right, dropping it in, but dropping it over the head of Paddy O'Donovan. And out come Blackrock again, but only out as far as Ewan Dillon. Dillon being pulled, finding his way in as far as Paddy O'Donovan. O'Donovan trying to work in Tommy Quaid into it. It's bouncing around there, and it's Blackrock that are coming out. Looks to be that corner or wing back, Killian O'Hearn, that's bouncing through about 3 tackles and winning the free. And the plaudits actually not for Killian but for Ian O'Brien, the corner back. And I can see Tommy Quaid furious there with the referee's decision. But Ian O'Brien, and all credit to the Blackrock defence there. The ball was bouncing this way and that. They held their composure, and Ian O'Brien bursting out, winning the free. And there's going to be no rush in taking this one with 3 minutes remaining.
In terms of consistency for Blackrock this year, Ian O'Brien has been the epitome of it. He has been magnificent, and it's not just this cameo that we've seen, but in the first half he was excellent, and we have seen him so far in the second half, but that was an excellent piece of play by him.
Paddy Leahy is standing over the free. Referee though, Johnny O'Halloran, not happy with the positioning, told him to go back about 5 yards. Paddy will have no problem with that, eats up another few seconds as he side lead 1-14. It's Blackrock to Effin's 15 points. Now, is there any late drama to come from Effin or Blackrock? Assured is the wrong word, but are they almost there? Rory O'Shaughnessy battling for it there. It's still spilling around, and it's a big hand there from Pierce O'Kelly, the Effin full forward, who's all the way out around midfield. Nicky Quaid are standing over this one, looking up for an option, and they're going to drop it in on the danger area, and it's out as far as Paddy O'Donovan. O'Donovan out from the sideline. He has been a wizard this afternoon. Has he worked his magic on this occasion? No. It's 2 wides in a row for Paddy O'Donovan, the man we were talking up before the game. 58 minutes and 40 seconds. There will be some stoppage time. We've had a few little breaks in play.
It's coming to the stage where Effin will be depending on the benevolence of the referee John O'Halloran in terms of time now at this stage, because you have to say they're only leading by 2 points, but Blackrock are in control.
Very much the case, and yet again it's that man Richie McCarthy who's coming out, has time to look around him, all the time in the world, and Richie is after driving that from about 80 yards. That is an incredible, inspirational, audacious score from the Blackrock fullback, and the piece de la resistance, a poor puck out being punished there by Colm O'Keefe. 115 to 15 points, or 116 to 16 points. 4 points between the sides now here in Bruff. Is it too early to say the game set and match? Well, Blackrock are in possession yet again, bursting down there with Adrian Cook, the midfielder, being brought into the other midfielder, Colin Enser. Only the goalkeeper in front of him takes the shot, pops it over the crossbar, and that surely is that. Absolutely. Here in Bruff as we hit the hour mark on the button. Absolutely.
3 points in a minute, literally.
117 to 15 points, as Matt said. What a performance. 3 points in 1 minute. The effort going in there from their wing forward is Ewan Dillon. It's breaking on the ground. Paddy O'Donovan was sniffing around, but the goalkeeper is quickly off his line, under pressure, managing to clear it away, and it's Richie McCarthy. McCarthy is there, 2 bodies going in, colliding, and it's going to be a free in to Effin.
And at this stage it can be only a goal. They have to go for a goal.
Even at that, Matt, even at that, 5 points between the sides. What an incredible 60 seconds of hurling from a Blackrock perspective.
Absolutely, but the fear that we expressed for Blackrock in the first half, and possibly early in the second half, about them being able to sustain the level of intensity, etc. By God, they have defied it. They have defied gravity.
Paddy O'Donovan's going to go low and hard. It hits a Blackrock defender, and it's gone out for a 65. As we're heading into the 2nd minute of injury time here in Bruff.
So it's just playing out time. Nicky Quaid is rushing to get it in around the goal mouth as quickly as possible, but it's 2 goals or nothing. But the Blackrock defence again completely on top of it.
Simon Olsey gets the ball. The referee says there is time for no more. That's it. What an incredible performance by Blackrock coming into this game here in Bruff in the Lions of Limerick Premier Intermediate Hurling Championship semi-final as underdogs somewhat. They were beaten by Effin in the group stages, but from the very, very opening score, this game was played on Blackrock's terms.
It was played on Blackrock terms. They dictated the terms of engagement almost from the start, and they set out their stall very, very early, as you rightly say. Those early points from Paddy Leahy, they never allowed Effin settle into the pattern that we know that Effin are capable of. A big thing, of course, was the way that they negated the influence of the 3 big men down the centre, particularly Nicky Quaid, who they played it left and right of him and over him, and didn't allow him play, made sure that as little as possible, went his way. Likewise at midfield, the way they harassed and hounded at midfield was simply fantastic. And they also did a decent job in containing Paddy O'Donovan, but because back the field they were in trouble, that they didn't get the same supply into their forward line. So there's no argument about it. The best team have won today, and they will go into the final now with a spring in their step. As I said, there's an awful lot of players out there that know what winning a Premier Intermediate Championship is all about. And right from the start, despite the disadvantage that they had with the loss of Jimmy Quilty, the loss of Dylan Dawson, Marty Farrell and Kevin Palmer, who we mentioned, they just didn't wallow about it. They just knuckled down and got on with it. Maybe rode their luck in the early stages, possibly rode their luck in the outcome of the Newcastle West Prof game last week. But here they are in a county final, and they're there on merit.
Certainly there on merit, Matt, on this performance. If we were to go through the Blackrock team, back to what you're saying about having a strong central spine, the way that they worked around the Effin strongmen, but like we saw, like from fullback Richie McCarthy, like an inspirational score, but Liam Walsh outside him, Callan Enser then on Nicky Quaid, and what about then your two scoring half forwards, admittedly from frees predominantly, but that's been Paddy Leahy and Colm O'Keefe, that right throughout the pitch they had the upper hand.
They had it. You can't get frees unless you put yourself into the position to win the frees, and that's what they did. Like they put the right from 1 to 15. The Blackrock defence started at number 15 today, and they had the Effin defence under huge pressure.
How many times did we count one Effin player and maybe 3 Blackrock players around?
Absolutely. And the thing about it is, how many times did we count it? But how many times did we count it in the last 10 minutes, which was simply phenomenal, that they were able to maintain that level of intensity.
And then, as you said, the icing on the cake, 3 scores in the space of 60, 70 seconds.
Yeah, absolutely.
No, absolutely incredible performance by Blackrock, fully merited here in Bruff. Effin back to the drawing board, it seems, for another season in this grade. While I have you, Matt, very quickly, the other semi-final is only about 30 minutes or so away, also being carried exclusively live on Limerick GA TV this evening. That's Bruff and Drummond at Lacca. I was up in the shop here a little earlier. One of the girls that was serving me wasn't very confident about Bruff. Would you share that viewpoint?
No, I have. They've been a bit inconsistent. They started off like an express train in the championship, won the first 3 games, and it looked as if they were going to be invincible. But of course, they're without Sean Finn. The last 4 games they have been inconsistent. I saw the first blip in their performance, which was the game against Drummond at Lacca, and I'm going up to do commentary on that now in a minute. And Drummond at Lacca were worthy winners that day. But I thought I saw that day that it was a bit of a no-show by Bruff, and Bruff on their day can be quite good. Now they're without Sean Finn, they're without another player forward, Josh Keating, and they're both a very big loss, but they have a very, very young side. And it's a question of whether they'll bed down against what is a season that Drummond at Lacca side, but of course inspired by a player of the calibre of David Reedy.
Okay.
So put me on a spot. I think we'll have a repeat of what was here. That it won't be the same team in the championship twice. So therefore I'm reluctantly going for Bruff.
Well, listen, if we have as good a spectacle as we have here, then you're in for an entertaining hours.
I can say I lived on Saturday evening.
Very good, very good. Matt, an absolute pleasure as always to share the commentary box with you. Johnny, as always, doing a fantastic job on our camera work, and that's where we're going to have to wrap up for this evening as we look out on the beautiful scenes here in Bruff. Blackrock marching on into a county final in the Lions of Limerick Premier Intermediate Hurling Championship on the final scoreline of Blackrock 1 goal and 17 points to Effin's 15 points. That's where we're going to have to leave it for this evening. Thank you so much for your company, and we look forward to bringing you more action from the championships right around the county on Limerick GA TV. Slán agus Bannacht.
Team this year is going to
out, being punished there by Cullimore with Adrian Cook, the midfielder, being brought into the other midfielder, Callan Enser. Only the goalkeeper in front of him takes the shot.
They have defied it. They have defied gravity.
Paddy O'Donovan's going to go low and hard. It hits.
It's possible, but you know, it's 2 goals or nothing. But the Blackrock defence again completely on top of it.
Simon Olsey gets the ball. The referee says there is time for no more. That's it. What an incredible performance by Blackrock coming into this game here in Bruff in the Lions of Limerick Premier Intermediate Hurling Championship semi-final as underdogs somewhat. They were beaten by